Jono Merriman from Boorowa, New South Wales. We've got the Knuckle Chain on a BROOKFIELD D60-II frame. The first sort of part of developing it with BROOKFIELD was the need to help control our thistles without having to spray, and also our trash flow management in our cropping system for canola and wheat. The main thistle that's a problem here on the farm is a big blue Scotch thistle, and he can grow rather tall and rather thick. The livestock do not like going through them, and it gets into their wool and can get right through them. It's a non-edible plant. The animals won't eat it much. We're having trouble spraying every year and losing out. When you've got to spray your thistles, that's the ideal time for your grasses to be growing too, so you can spray out your pasture and your thistles through over the course of time. So with the roll chain, we don't touch our pastures, aren't getting a touch up. We're just working on our blue thistles. So the Knuckle Chain developed by BROOKFIELD and trialled here. His main purpose was to keep our ground cover and not have to spray for the thistles. Using the roll chain, we're able to knock them down and kill the thistle before he sets seed, and then therefore he becomes a non-issue over the course of time. Yeah, the Knuckle Chain's been very good. We've had it for, this is sort of the second full year. We own it with two other blokes, and it travels between the farms to do the same job on theirs, the thistles and the trash flow management. In the stubble mulching last year, we tried two different ways. One was sort of a month out and maybe 6 weeks out from sowing, and the best result was sort of 5 or 4 days out from sowing. We let a paddock sort of bulk up and carry a lot of stock over summer, sprayed out, and then went in with a stubble chain 3 or 4 days after spraying, rolled it with the Knuckle Chain, and went back to sowing 5 days later with a and it went through the machine really well and left a good cover of mulch on top. We've found with the Knuckle Chain that with our stubble management, we leave our livestock in the paddock and roll the chain over, as I said before, those 4 or 5 days out from sowing, and the sheep are still in the paddock. We don't really lose our stock, and we don't lose that paddock to our stocking animals. We can do it earlier or later, and the animals are always in the paddock. It basically turns over no dirt whatsoever and rolls across the top, cracking and breaking the strength out of the straw on the canola plant. And there it just sits. The stubble and the stalks are sitting above the ground, split and very weak. The improvements we've seen through use of the machine is in our thistle, in our pasture paddocks, we're able to get the thistles down, and you're getting 2 hits for 1 pass with both the front and back chain. That has improved the kill rate and the damage done to the thistle. There's very little pasture damage done as the machine goes over the pasture, so that's been good. In the cropping side of things, with the trash flow through the air seeder we have, we needed to work hard at trying to come up with a way to get the trash through the machine. Getting away from burning and getting away from turning our soils over. We've been minimal till for a long time, and so this was just the next step, and it was a big improvement from the year before when we didn't have the machine to the stubble that could flow through this year and still keep the ground cover. The process with BROOKFIELD to develop the machine, there was 6 or 8 months. I initially think I went to BROOKFIELD nearly 12 months before we actually trialled any machine here on the farm about the thistle issue, and I did have a look around at a few other different setups about how to come up with a plan. BROOKFIELD about 6 months later, I went and saw them again, and we started to go through the process of the different discs and the different chains that they had, and how we were able to sort of manipulate the chains and the machine that was into what our needs were. Through a series of, I think it was 3 or 4 sort of afternoons playing over here, we tried chains, we tried the dog leg harrows, the disc chains, a few different ways and a few different weights, and in the end we went back to an older, a bit of a chain they developed a long time ago, with a bit more weight in it, and we've ended up with this 96 kilos a metre of chain called the Knuckle Chain. Very happy with the D60 Series 2. The first framework, but it was a little bit rigid for what our undulating country needs, and the fact that we're not just doing cropping country, we're doing rough paddock pastures at a fair speed too. Craig was good enough to come out and watch the other machine at work, and we both decided that the upgraded machine with the dual floating booms and a bit more flexibility in it has suited exactly what we needed. And the other two gentlemen in the partnership with me, we own it between 3 of us, they're also very happy with it too. This machine, the Knuckle Chain on the D60-II, as I said before in the video, we own it between 3 of us. We've all gone a thirds in it, and we're slightly west or south of where we are here at Burrawa, so everyone's at different times. And that way we can spread the cost of the machine over 3 owners and get a lot of work done without one farmer having to foot the bill for the whole machine, which really only works for maybe 4 weeks on my farm, 3 weeks on another bloke's farm. We can move our timings to fit what we need. Yeah, I'd recommend anyone that's looking for something that they don't, is either on the market, or if they want to come up with an idea. Both Craig and Jeremy are very good at it, to sit down and talk to your idea, and they'll try and help come up with something that suits your needs.